everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll tell you the story of the woodcutter's humble life. In a quiet village nestled between green hills and sparkling streams lived a poor but content woodcutter named Harya. Every morning Harya would pick up his worn axe, bid farewell to his family and walk into the forest to chop wood. He earned barely enough to feed his wife and 2 children, but he was honest, hardworking and kind to all. His neighbors often said, Harya may not be rich in coins, but he is rich in virtue. The forest, tall and serene, welcomed him each day. He never cut more trees than he needed, always making sure to leave young saplings unharmed. The animals were unafraid of him. Even the birds continued to sing while he worked. One particularly hot day, Harya felt weak from hunger and exhaustion. Still, he pushed himself to cut one more tree. As he raised his axe, his hand slipped and the axe flew from his grip. Splash! It landed in the deep river nearby. Harya gasped and ran to the bank, but it was too late. The river was wide and fast, and the axe had sunk out of sight. My only axe, he sighed. Without it, I can't work. My children, what will they eat? Desperate and heartbroken, Harya sat on a rock and wept. As his tears fell onto the riverbank, a gentle breeze swept through the trees. The water shimmered with an unearthly glow. Suddenly, from the middle of the river rose a radiant goddess, dressed in white silk and crowned with lotuses. She smiled kindly. Harya, your sorrow has reached the heavens. Why do you weep, good man? The woodcutter, startled but respectful, bowed and said, O divine one, I lost my axe, my only means to earn a living. It lies at the bottom of the river. Without it, I can't support my family. The goddess nodded. Is that all? Wait here, and I shall help. She vanished beneath the water. A moment later, she rose again, holding a shining golden axe, dazzling in the sunlight. Is this your axe? She asked. Harya's eyes widened, but he quickly shook his head. No, river goddess, this is not mine. I have never even touched gold. The goddess smiled again and dipped beneath the surface. Moments later, she emerged with a silver axe, beautiful and polished. Is this one yours? Harya hesitated. It was tempting. It gleamed like moonlight. But he lowered his gaze. No, kind goddess, that too is not mine. For the third time, she dove into the river and came out with a plain iron axe, old and scratched. This then? Harya's face lit up. Yes, that's mine. Thank you, O goddess. That is the axe I lost. The goddess's eyes twinkled. You are an honest man, Harya. You chose truth over gold and silver. As a reward, take all 3 axes, the gold, silver and your own. Harya gasped. But you earned them, she said gently. Let your honesty be an example to all. With a final smile, she vanished into the mist, leaving Harya holding 3 gleaming axes. Harya returned to the village and shared his story. He didn't boast or exaggerate. He simply told the truth. How he lost his axe, how the goddess tested him, and how honesty brought him his unexpected rewards. The villagers were amazed. Many praised him. Some felt inspired. But few, especially his neighbor Raghu, was greedy and lazy, saw only opportunity. If this is what honesty brings, Raghu muttered to himself, imagine what a little cleverness could get me. The next morning, Raghu marched to the river carrying a borrowed axe. He glanced around, making sure no one was watching, and threw the axe into the water on purpose. Then he sat on a rock and began to cry, loudly, dramatically, and quite falsely. Sure enough, the water shimmered, and the river goddess rose once again. Why do you cry, man of woods? Oh, divine lady, Raghu wailed. I lost my only axe, my poor, humble axe, in this cruel river. The goddess dove and re-emerged with the golden axe. Is this yours? Raghu's eyes gleamed. Yes, that's the one. Thank you, great goddess. The smile vanished from the goddess's face. You lie. The golden axe vanished in a flash of light. So did the goddess. Raghu blinked, stunned. He returned to the village not with 3 axes but empty-handed and humiliated. When the villagers heard the tale, they laughed and shook their heads. Harya's honesty earned him heaven's blessing, they said. Raghu's lies earned him nothing but shame. From that day forward, Harya was respected not only for his honesty, but for the lesson his story taught the world. That truth, though simple, holds great value than all the gold in the river. He used the golden and silver axes wisely, not for luxury, but to help others, build a better home, and teach his children that virtue is the truest form of wealth. And the forest? It stood tall and green, a silent witness to a humble man whose honesty moved the heavens. So the moral of the story is that honesty may seem like a small reward at first, but its light shines all the way to the skies. Lies may bring momentary gain, but they fall apart like shadows in the sun. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends or anyone who loves meaningful tales. And for more stories like this, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new upload. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one with another twist, another tale, and another truth. Bye bye, see you very soon.